Greetings everyone, this is Emery and welcome to the first season of the First Global Podcast. For this episode, we're going to be discussing some of the updates during the First Global Challenge so far, and then I'm going to be interviewing Matías from Team Argentina. Make sure to stick around so you can hear about Matías's plans for Copa Robotica's future. So far, 171 teams have signed on for the 2021 First Global Challenge. In these first 2 weeks, teams have been brainstorming on their projects and figuring out their action plans. First Global teams have also been meeting with their GSC advisor teams, which will serve as a valuable technical resource during the season. And if you're interested in being a part of the GSC, there's still time to sign up by visiting first.global/GSC. Lastly, an interesting team highlight we have going here. Team Paraguay met with Paraguayan Vice Minister of Education, Alcier Sosa, to discuss the country's situation and possible solutions to address current challenges. We look forward to seeing how teams continue to develop their projects and do other cool things this season. Next up is our interview with Team Argentina. Team Argentina 2021 was selected to participate in this year's First Global Challenge as a result of their ranking in the national Argentinian competition called the Copa Robotica, which is organized by Educabot, First Global's partner in Argentina. Today, I'm speaking with Matías Scovotti, the mentor of Team Argentina and CEO and co-founder of Educabot, an ed-tech organization focused on educational robotics in Argentina. Okay, so just to begin, can you tell us more about the Copa Robotica, how it started, and how it works?
Yes, the first edition of Copa Robotica was in 2019 in a huge and very well-known stadium here in the city of Buenos Aires, where teams from each of the 24 Argentine provinces competed during a whole weekend of very exciting challenges. That year, the competition followed pretty much the exact dynamics of the first global challenge, with similar games and dynamics, as our objective was as well as to prepare our team for the international stage. And the winner back then was the province of Misiones. The story behind the creation and birth of Copa Robotica goes back to a previous year in 2018. I was with the Argentine team at the Mexico edition, and I remember enjoying the closing event with the Black Eyed Peas playing, leaders from all over the world there, and thinking, what if I do this in Argentina? So we get back and start working on it.
I love that awesome story. Super inspiring. So what was this year's Copa Robotica experience like?
Well, this year it was amazing. To summarize, we followed many of the guidelines and structure of First Global Challenge 2020, but we also added our own dynamics. There were 7 weeks of competition where each province received a robotic kit, and week by week, they had to solve different types of challenges. Some were social media challenges, others were related to practicing the English language. And finally, there were some technical challenges where they put into practice all their knowledge about robotics, programming, and computational thinking. The general theme of the Copa Robotica was to find solutions to the COVID-19 pandemic. Therefore, in the first challenge, for example, they had to develop their own automatic object disinfection system. Then in another one, they had to detect viral agents in a model of a human body through live programming sessions where they had to send Arduino code to a common nanorobot in real time. It was pretty impressive.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun, and it's great to hear that parts of it, at least, were based on the 2020 First Global Challenge. Given that, how was Copa Robotica perceived in the country, such as by communities and maybe local governments?
Well, this is one of the nicest results of the competition. The general reception was amazing, with more than 400 mentions in the media all over the country and interviews in the main newspapers and television channels. Just to take dimension of the impact, many of the team were received by their governors, and they thanking them for their effort, the dedication to represent their community. And actually, for example, the members of one team, the ones of the province of Cordoba, were even named outstanding citizens of the city. And all their enthusiasm resulted in that many provinces are already starting to organize their own Copa Robotica, the provincial stage, in order to select a team that will later compete in the national stage and maybe, why not, in First Global Challenge.
Yeah, that's truly inspiring, especially having so many people involved in such a challenge. So based on that, like what difficulties might there be in organizing a competition of such a large scale?
Well, this year, the biggest challenge of the Copa Robotica was to develop it virtually. Um, However, the level achieved by the teams was impressive, from the technological developments, which were very creative, to the energy and the synergy of teamwork, and above all, the interest in bonding, sharing, and forming alliances between all the teams. We believe that it was a great experience for the boys and the girls, and we hope that it will encourage them to continue training in robotics and programming, which are the skills of the future. Um, Finally, what we are also proud of is that the community of education that was formed among the mentors of each team, who are now in contact for the future initiatives.
Mhm. Yeah. So it sounds like you're bringing communities together and encouraging people to continue to be involved, which is super awesome. So, what experiences are your teams bringing to the 2021 First Global Challenge this year?
Beyond the team's joy at winning the competition, what makes us feel very proud is seeing how the Copa Robotica champions are now so happy to have the opportunity to meet and interact with other students from all over the country. And now that they are going to meet people from all around the world, they are jumping for joy. So I think the great experience that Team Argentina will bring to First Global Challenge is that they will understand from the very beginning that the important thing is not to win, but to enjoy this one as a lifetime experience.
Mhm. Yeah, definitely. So many lessons can be learned from joining like the Copa Robotica experience and then also the First Global experience. So much more than just winning, but the entire experience as a whole. Um, And similarly, along those lines, do you have any advice or words of encouragement for teams looking to implement a similar program in their own countries?
Um, of course, we do. First of all, our advice is that they should make the most out of the amazing opportunity we have, as the people in charge of choosing the team of our respective countries for First Global Challenge. And I strongly encourage every team to build long-term alliances with governments or private companies in order to get their support. And secondly, that if there is a country interested in having their own Copa Robotica, I happily let them know that Team Argentina is available to help them in whatever they need.
That is awesome to hear. And if there was any questions that someone might have for you guys, and some way that they might want to seek advice, this is an additional question, but where can we find out more information about Copa Robotica?
They can see more information in coparobotica.com, and they can write to us to Matías, I don't know how to say, arroba.
I think at.
Yeah, educabot.com.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Lastly, and maybe there will be additional questions, but do you have a message for the students that are considering pursuing a career in STEM?
Yes, absolutely. STEM professionals, they will be able to work for different projects and find plenty of solutions in different areas. But what will be very important is that they could commit to working to reduce the gap in the access to a quality education through the use of technology. I mean, technology has, in its sense, a multiplying effect that, added to the talent of the new generation, can have an impact on millions of boys and girls around the world.
Yeah, certainly. Thank you for that amazing piece of advice. Very inspirational. And I know this wasn't a question that we had originally sent and listed for you, so no pressure. But do you have any insight, if you're able to give at all, on what Copa Robotica might look like in the future?
I hope a Copa Robotica in every neighbor, in every neighbor, in every school, in everywhere. I think it's very sad that only 5 guys in 1 year can experience First Global. So with Copa Robotica, we want to multiply that effect. And there is, our dream is that thousands of students of around the world can experience something similar to First Global.
Yeah, definitely trying to expand the impact of what First Global can do and what Copa Robotica has also managed to do. Thank you so much. I think those are all the questions that we have for now. But yeah, thank you for being here and answering all of our questions very completely. Thank you.
Thanks to you, Mary.
Thank you so much to Matías for such an awesome and inspirational interview, and thank you for listening to today's episode. We look forward to the rest of this season, so please tune in by subscribing. Let's discover and recover.